Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Thursday evening inside the Jamestown Civic Center. Today, it's the opening round, the quarterfinal round of the 2026 North Dakota Division A State Girls Basketball Tournament. I'm Chase Miller with you from the Buffalo City. Welcome to our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. The 2-seed, the Thompson Tommies, head coaches Jason Brend will go up against the 7-seed of the Rugby Panthers here in Jen Brozart is the head coach for the Panthers. That's our first game. Game number 2 at around 2:45 this afternoon. Valley City and Devils Lake, the 3-6 matchup at 6:30 here in the tournament. It'll be South Prairie Max and Watford City in the evening portion starting at 6:30, and at 8:15 it's Kindred and Hazen. A little bit later on tonight, we will have games 1, 2, and 4 for you right here on yourliveevent.com. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We'll dive into the road, how these two teams got to this point. We'll hear from both Jason and Jen coming up, all ahead of our starting lineup. Sound the opening tip today from the Jamestown Civic Center. Win and you advance to semifinals tomorrow night. Lose and you head to the consolation portion of the bracket tomorrow afternoon here on yourliveevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Red River Valley winters are demanding. The expert heating and plumbing technicians at Bears Home Solutions will keep your home warm, dry, and comfortable all winter long. When winter's chill is in the air,
you need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
As we continue on our pregame show here today inside the Jamestown Civic Center, there's also the Division B girls basketball tournament going on at the Minot State Dome. That opens up play here from the Magic City. We'll keep you apprised of games going on up there with Benson County, the 2-seed against the number 7-seed in Edgeley Cullum Montpelier. The 3-6 matchup of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Washburn. The evening portion of the bracket up in Minot will be Central McLean against Linton HMB. The Cougars, the number 1 seed from Central McLean. 4-5 matchup of Lewis and Clark Berthold going up against Flasher. That's the State B tournament again going on up in Minot. Going through how these two teams got to this particular point of the season. For the Thompson Tommies, the champs out of Region 2 against state competition. They're 5-1 here against teams who qualified with their lone loss to South Prairie Max way back in December up in Minot. For the Tommies, they beat Mayport CG in the quarterfinals of the Region 2A tournament. Top Devils Lake in the semis in their home gym up at Devils Lake, and then down Carrington 60-38 for a win in the Region 2 title. Addie Sage was the Region 2 Senior Athlete of the Year. Kaya Hurst and Claire Colling on the all-region team as well. Well, for the Rugby Panthers, they made their way through Delax Burlington with a win in the quarterfinals. Top Turtle Mountain in the semis. Lost to South Prairie Max in the Region 3 title 69-35. beat Dickinson Trinity 29-25 in a state qualifier where they only gave up 3 points in a state qualifier. Avery Sancher on the all-region team here for the Rugby Panthers. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about what happened last year in the quarterfinals between Thompson and Rugby up in Minot, all ahead of our coaches' conversation. That is next.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
New Solid Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
As we go through back on the matchup from last year, Thompson defeated Rugby 59-39 on March the 6th in the state quarterfinals nearly a year ago to the date up in the Minot State Dome. That's the only meeting since the 3-division system between the Tommies and alongside the Panthers. Rugby, the champs out of Region 3, 0-5 against the state competition here this year, but the Panthers have made it to state back-to-back years here. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, it's been 4 consecutive years, 3 straight in the 3-division system here for Thompson. The Tommies made it all the way to the championship last year, falling short to Valley City. While for the Rugby Panthers, they went 17-10 last year, finishing in 8th place. Elise Fanenstock was an all-tourney selection for last year for Rugby, while for the Thompson Tommies, Kaya Hurst and Addie Sage made the all-tournament team last season here for Thompson. Take a look at some of the player profiles here before our coaches' conversations. For Jem Brozart's team, the number 17 here in the tournament, they've won 8 of 9 games. They defeated Dickinson Trinity 29-25 in a defensive endeavor. And it was the second time they scored 29 points. The previous was a 1-point loss to Carrington earlier this season. So from a Rugby perspective, something that they're going to have to do against a Thompson squad who averages 65 points per game is put the ball in the cylinder. But Rugby does a really good job of taking the shot clock down, minimizing possessions throughout the course of a game, and that's going to be maybe the tortoise in the hare here will be the style of play between these two as it continues. As the Panthers average 47 points per game, defensively give up 42. They're led by the freshman guard Avery Sancher, 14 points and 5 rebounds here for Avery. And then for them, you got Sam Blessum, a junior guard, averaging 6 points, and Annie McNeff, the 7th grader, averaging 6 points as well. For Jason Brenn's club, 21-3 on the season. The Tommies averaging 65 points per game, defensively giving up 47 here. Take a look at Thompson. Obviously, Addie Sage, the Region 2 Senior Athlete of the Year, alongside with their Claire Calling and Kaya Hurst on the all-region team here for the Thompson Tommies this season. For Miss Sage, averaging 22 points per contest. You got Kaya Hurst, nearly a double-double. Claire averaging 7 points. Andy Schwab, the junior, doing a nice job at that guard position, averaging nearly 4 assists and 8 points per contest here for the Thompson Tommies. They've won 6 straight, 18 of 19. 21-3 on the season for Thompson. Rugby 17-8. You win this game, you'll play in the first of 2 semifinals tomorrow at 6:30. You lose this game, you'll head to the consolation semifinal tomorrow at 1 o'clock. A reminder on Saturday for fans coming out here to Jamestown, everything's a little bit ahead of schedule. Games tomorrow, 1, 2:45, 6:30, and 8:15, with the nightcap being the semis. But on Saturday, if you play for 7th, it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. You play for the 5th place game, it's at 11:45. 3rd place at 3, and the championship then at 5 o'clock in the late afternoon. And a reminder, we spring ahead on the clocks coming up Saturday into Sunday morning as well. So lose an hour of sleep as we spring ahead, but gain an hour of daylight. So if you're coming out to the tournament, everything normal, starts at 1 o'clock tomorrow, but on Saturday it gets up a couple hours earlier with that championship being at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Jen Brozart from Rugby, Jason Brent from Thompson, all ahead of our starting lineups and the opening tip today from the Jamestown Civic Center. This is the quarterfinal round of the Division A Girls Basketball State Tournament.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At IRE Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact IRE Insurance for guidance you can trust.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
On the IRE Insurance pregame show here today inside the Jamestown Civic Center, it's the Rugby Panthers going up against Thompson Tommies. Joining us from the rugby perspective is their head coach. That's Jen Brozart here. And Jen, for your team to make it back to a state tournament, let's just talk about this year's squad. What's a trait or characteristic do you think that's allowed this particular group of girls to get back to a state tournament here this season, Jen?
Grit and perseverance. Their defense is what's got them here. But in order for us to compete here, we got to put some points up on the board. So that state qualifier game was a juggernaut. It was just who was going to get to 30 first, and no one really did. But we came out on the winning end of that. Playing 5 games in 9 days proved a little tough for us. But, you know, these guys have persevered over the whole year. Started out pretty good and then had a gauntlet of a schedule in January that really prepared us for this moment. I mean, most of the teams that are in this tournament we've played. So it's those types of things that I think have helped our youthfulness with only having 2 seniors. But on the book end of that, on the other side, we got a 7th grader. So that sees a lot of minutes and helps us out tremendously. So it was great for us to have that schedule. Didn't win a lot of them, but we learned a lot of things from them. So
take a look at your opponent, a team that you're familiar with last year, playing the Thompson Tommies in this very round. So good or bad, playing a team that you're familiar with, so to speak, from a year ago, and maybe what has changed, Jen, from your perspective?
Well, I mean, they're well coached. Coach Brent has been around a long time. He's got excellent ball players. They're at every level, defensively, offensively. And for us to just match up against them, I think it's just a testament to these guys and their work ethic. I think after last year, they wanted to get back here again and keep building on the building blocks. And, you know, for us to get Thompson, they've got great shooters in Hurst and Sage. We've got to be able to contain them. You're not going to stop a couple of girls like that, but we want to contain them and hopefully get some points up on the board and make it a game.
Take a look at some of your players. Avery Sancher, obviously a freshman, 14 points per game. What does she kind of mean, and how have you seen her grow and develop throughout the course of the last year and a half here?
She's a completely different girl than she was last year. Last year she was a little less physical, maybe not as quick. Her agile-ness wasn't there, and this year she's just a formative player, both on the physical side of it, the offensive side of it, but her defensive side is what's really sets her apart from last year. And then getting Sam Blessom back for us this year, she decided she didn't want to give it up, and she came back. And when a girl takes time off like that, it doesn't always bode well, but she has come back and hit huge shots for her. She averages about 6 points per game, and she's our best defensive player. She draws the toughest defensive tacks, and then Avery. So great to have her. And then our surprise, I watched our 7th grader last year over the summer, and I'm like, I think you could compete. We just got to get you a little stronger. And she worked on that, and she's fit in seamlessly with these kids. They've really accepted her, and ages 13 to 18, but This is a really close-knit group of girls. They work well together, and they just have fun. So we're banking on that this year and this weekend for that to prove fruitful for us.
Final thing for head coach of the Rugby Panthers, Jen Brosart here. Jen, for 32 minutes of basketball against Thompson, or you got 3 games here, just a matter of where you're going to go in the tournament. What do you want to see from your team for 32 minutes of basketball, more importantly this weekend here in Jamestown, no matter who you play throughout the tournament?
I want us to compete. Like you said, I think a lot of times when you get to this level, everybody puts all their eggs in that first game, and then after that it's kind of, I told these girls, I said, hey, there's 8 places for a reason, and somebody's going to take them, and they're not always going to go on your side, and it is, I've been in both sides of it many times, and I just said, biggest thing you can ask of yourself is compete for 3 games, and let the chips fall where they may.
Jen, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Okay, thank you.
Again, head coach of the Rugby Panthers, Jen Brosart, here with us on our pregame show.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Join us here on our Irie Insurance pregame show, part of our coaches' conversation with the Thompson Tommies. That is Jason Brent as they open up the state basketball tournament here for the first game of the quarterfinals against the Rugby Panthers, a familiar opponent from last year. Jason, let's start there. What can you take, good, bad, or ugly, playing a team from a year ago where there is some similarities, there is some similar faces for both teams? So what's that matchup going to be like as you get ready to play the Panthers in back-to-back years here in a quarterfinal round matchup at state?
Yeah, it's kind of a fun situation where you get to know different teams and different coaches, and having played them last year in the state tournament was a lot of fun for both of us. And we saw him this summer at some team camps as well. And Coach Brosart's a good friend of mine, so it's kind of a fun situation. Yeah, there are a lot of similar names on both teams, and one thing that you can always take away watching film on rugby is they know how to defend. They get after it. That's definitely probably the baseline of their program, or the pillars, if you will. And they do just a fantastic job of shutting down so many people, and that includes some very top scorers in the state. So that's definitely one of their highlights. They're a really good rebounding team. They crash the boards hard, so it's definitely a team that you got to get a body on and make sure they're not getting second and third chances. That's something throughout the season we had a little bit of trouble with at times. So something that we've been working on here the last handful of days. And on the offensive side, obviously Santra's probably their top scoring threat, but they got other girls as well who can score. So we got to be ready for them both inside and out. And they do a nice job of being disciplined in their offense, and they do a good job of finding good shots.
Our pregame show continues here, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Jason, let's talk about your Senior Athlete of the Year here in the region, and Addie Sage gets nominated by the fellow coaches in Region 2A. Just kind of what does she do that maybe people don't see? I think it's easy to say she can cast from 20 feet, she can do the reversal, she can spin inside, she can dribble, right? All the things that you need skill-wise. But what do people just don't see on a day-to-day out basis with a Senior Athlete of the Year here in Addie Sage?
I'll tell you what, those are all things that we do see every single day in every single game. I mean, that's a kid who's worked her butt off. And, I think that's where it all stems from. She's played a lot of basketball, obviously, throughout her life, in the summers and whatever. But ever since she was a little kid, I used to get text messages talking about how there's this little kid who lives down on north end of Thompson who has cones out in her driveway and she's doing drills and such, where other kids, you're happy if they're just shooting hoops, so she's put in the wrench work, that's for sure, and she's done a great job. I think two areas where I've really seen a ton of growth from Addie. Number one is leadership, and part of it's getting older, but she does a great job. She's not afraid to speak up if something needs to be said, both to the team and to the coaches, which is great. So we love that aspect of her game. And the other one is every single year, her defense gets better and better and better, and I think she knows that, she has to be a better, or knew that she had to be a better defender when she was younger. And, it's defense is hard to work on. It's something that, what she did is she went in the weight room and she got stronger and she worked on her quickness. And, she's done exactly that. She's done just a great job. And she found herself in the regional tournament guarding, like at Mayport, a Carpenter who can put up a lot of points. And at times, Brodina from Devil's Lake. So, she's a kid who's really worked herself into a defensive role just as much as an offensive role for us.
Two more questions for the head coach for the Thompson Tommies, Jason Brent, on our pregame show. Taking a look at this particular team, Jason, 3 years of a 3-division system. You've been fortunate to make it state all 3 years, 4 consecutive years going back to the end of the Class B. So what's it been about this group, not just the seniors, but the juniors, the sophomores, the freshmen, everybody that makes up this team that has allowed the success to continue this season to get back to a state tournament? It's easy to say this is our goal, but as you know, it's another thing to go through the course of a season and try to get back to state. So what's been the secret sauce, if you will, here, Jason?
Yeah, well, if it's a secret sauce, I wouldn't tell you. I wish I knew exactly, but it's a group of kids that really are hungry. They're athletic, but they work hard and they're hungry to win. They really are. But I think probably one of the biggest and strongest keys that we have is how well everybody gets along. Girls basketball, maybe any sport for that matter, but there's times where the teams don't necessarily all get along. And this group, it's amazing. They do things together. They hang out together. They're always joking and laughing and dancing and doing Lord knows what. So I really think that they've really grown that bond with one another so strong that it definitely, it's noticeable when you get on the basketball court. And that's probably been one of our strongest suits this year.
I'll ask you later on this weekend if you've ever been in a TikTok video with them, but we won't get to that for the last question. For you, Jason, last thing is this. What do you need to see from your team here for day number 1, more importantly, against the Rugby Panthers to try to get to that semifinal? What's the one thing you need to see from your team in a 32-minute basketball game that is different with media timeouts, you're playing on a college floor, all that stuff that we talk about at times here, Jason? But what's the one thing you need to see for 4 quarters of basketball here today against the Panthers?
Well, I'll be quick, but I'm going to give you 2 because these are 2 things that have been really important for us pretty much all year. But one, we need to do a better job of getting a body on shooters, contesting shots and then blocking out. We can't give up second and third chances, especially against a rugby team. It's just, you just don't want to give them opportunities to score. And the other one on the offensive side is don't rush our possessions. Wait till we work through it a little bit and make them work on defense, maybe tire them out a little bit.
Hey, Jason, as always, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here today against Rugby.
All right, appreciate it, Chase.
Jason Brent, head coach of the Thompson Tommies, with us here on our Irie Insurance pregame show.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
That does it for our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. That's at IrieINS.com. Again, Irie, ins.com. Chase Miller with you here today from the Jamestown Civic Center as we get you ready for our starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. First for the visiting Rugby Panthers here with Hallie Hauk, a 5'8 junior forward. From there you'll have Sarah Schmaltz, a 5'7 senior guard, with Sam Blessum, a 5'7 junior. And then from there you'll also have Allie Blessum, the cousin of Sam and Avery Sancher, the 5'9 freshman guard. Again, Hauk, Schmaltz, Blessum, and Sancher here for Jen Brozart with a mark of 17-8 on the season. Here for the Rugby Panthers, able to get here with a state qualifying win against Trinity back on Saturday. For the Thompson Tommies, they'll go like this: Andy Schwab, a junior guard, followed by Jenna Schwabe, a junior as well. Addison Sage, the senior. Addie Sage, the Region 2 Senior Athlete of the Year, with Claire Calling, a senior guard, and Kaya Hurst, a senior guard as well. So Schwab, Schwabe, Sage, Calling, and Hurst. You can kind of mix Sage and Calling and Hurst and everybody. As talking with Jason Bren, they can be a guard or a forward. Just depends on the particular spot and the situation of which they're asked to play. Jason Bren, the head coach here for Thompson, with a mark of 21-3. That's our starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. Winner of this game plays in the semifinals coming up tomorrow night at 6:30. Loser will make their way into a consolation semifinal at 1 o'clock. Our officials here tonight of this contest, or this afternoon, of Dana Cutter, Jared Micklejohn, and David Jallo here for our three-man officiating crew. The Panthers winners of 8 of 9. Thompson winners of 18 of 19 and 6 straight. The Tommies got here with a region championship win over the Carrington Cardinals. For both these two teams trying to get that elusive state title. Thompson has never won a state championship, and the same for rugby when it comes to girls basketball. The Panthers played Kindred back in 2019 in a state championship from the Betty in Grand Forks, while Thompson made it all the way to the championship last year, and they've been close, losing a runner-up as well in 2023 from the Minot State Dome in overtime to Central Cass. Last year they lost in the Minot State Dome up in the Magic City against Valley City. So the Tommies, they understand what it takes to get here. Now it's a matter of trying to win 3 games in 3 days. Well, for the Panthers, looking to have the proverbial upset. Opening tip at 1:10, and the State A Girls Basketball Tournament is underway here from the Jamestown Civic Center. Tommies in their white uniforms with the green numerals in that ring, outlined in black with Tommies across the front. Hurst is going to make her way to the paint. No. Rebound comes down on the interior, as it's now going to be with Schwabe after the board by Schwab. Left and inside Schwab. We'll see this little jitterbug move. Panthers come out, man pressure defense. Schwab skips, Schwabe near sideline as Jenna makes her way. Floater is up off the lip of the rim, no good, and the Panthers will get the loose ball. Sam Blessum with the basketball here. Panthers out for rugby in their visiting black uniforms. Panthers across the front in white with the white numerals with the orange trim. Avery Sancher left-handed side. She's going to drive, nearly walked with it. Off the backboard, no good. Kaya Hurst will get the rebound, and the Tommies want to get out and boogie. Schwab up the floor to Calling. Calling in transition, gets walled off here as they give it back up top now to Hurst. Hurst, college range 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound, left-handed putback, can't go for Schwab. It's still loose underneath, and eventually Hurst will rip it away. Can't get it to go. Rebound, putback foul. Well, the Tommies have had some opportunities here in this one, just unable to finish. As we'll see the foul assessed, though, to the Panthers with Allie Blessum. That's her first, team's first, and for the Tommies, they will head to the free throw line, shooting 2 on the way, as this will be Jenna Schwabe. A 58% free throw shooter gets the first point on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Second free throw attempt on the way for Schwabe, up and good. Sometimes it just takes that first one to go through the rim and feel a little comfortable here, as Thompson has had a wholesale of shots in the paint so far here from the Thompson Tommy perspective. This one gives it up top as they will handle it now for the Panthers left wing to Hauk. Hauk will see it back up top to Avery Sancher. Sancher with it at the left wing, gives a pass now to Sam Blessum inside the paint. Runner is up and in for 2. So Sam Blessum ties things up immediately on a nice little cut to the paint, And with 6:30 left to play in the first quarter, not at a 2 apiece. Little weave on the way to Sage. Sage rips it through. Floater inside the paint, short. Rebound, though, comes to Thompson. That's something they've done well, is offensive rebounding here early in this contest. Kaya Hurst, right-hand side. She's going to try, makes her way. Partially blocked shot by Sancher. The freshman took it away from the senior. As Sancher, and we'll see this up the other side of the floor. Avery, drive kick, Blessum inside. Here goes Blessum. That goes long. Rebound here to Andy Schwab. Schwab will see this one up the floor now for the Tommies in transition, playing on a college regulation court here inside the Jamestown Civic Center. Tommies to Sage at the left wing. Sage will launch a rainbow three off the iron. Rebound, though, to Hurst. Kaya gets double-teamed. Hurst on the baseline, out of bounds, and this will be last touch here by the Tommies. So far, one thing that's gone well for Thompson has been the second chance possessions, but one thing that hasn't gone well has been their shooting percentage so far here for Jason Brendan Thompson. Well, for Rugby, it's what they're known for, trying to play low-scoring style of games when they can. Shot will be off the mark. No, here's a second chance, though, on the way for Sarah Schmaltz. Top of the key, Sancher for the lead. Three-pointer is short. Long rebound. Sancher able to save it right into the Thompson bench. Goes out of bounds here. It'll be a last touch here by Thompson. Got immediate timeout on the floor. 5:23 left to play here in the opening quarter. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's the Thompson Tommies 2, the Rugby Panthers 2, here from the Buffalo City, as both teams getting their feet wet in our first of 3 games we'll have today from the State 8 quarterfinals.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early, because sometimes it's gone early, because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
Here today on YourLiveEvent.com from the Jamestown Civic Center, it's the Thompson Tommies and the Rugby Panthers tied at 2 apiece. The broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Still to come a little bit later on tonight, we will get to our second quarterfinal round matchup next between the Valley City Highliners and the Devils Lake Firebirds at 2:45. Then the nightcap will feature Kindred and Hazen at 8:15, and we'll follow Kindred and Hazen throughout the course of this state tournament. Panthers will see this one to Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz with a jab step, right-handed side. We'll see it now to Sancher. Sancher taking the screen. As she does, Hurst will come out. Good defense. Jumper by Sancher's off the iron, can't get it. It's loose underneath. Blessum will put it up and in. Allie Blessum with 2 points here. The Rugby Panthers, right now they're in a scrapper, and they're winning by 2 here early on in this first quarter play. Thompson left-handed side to Kaya Hurst. Hurst zips it to Sage. Sage couple of dribbles back to Kaya. Left pocket 3 for the lead. That's going to get the shooter's roll. Kaya Hurst with the triple, her 33rd of the season, and the Thompson Tommies have taken a 1-point advantage. Good 2-man game there by Hurst and Sage, as the Panthers will see it now to Hauk. Hauk right-handed side goes to Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz up top, that'll go to Sancher. Sancher with the pick and roll game to Blessum. That's Allie wide open, missing. Rebound comes down to Schmaltz. Sarah put back, no. The Panthers with a third crack at it get fouled, and we'll get free throws on the way. Sam Blessum hits the rebound, and she will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. The foul on Kaya Hurst, her first and the team's first here of the opening quarter for the Thompson Tommies. Blessum, free throw attempt is up and in. Now we're tied at 5 apiece. 4:25 to play here in the first quarter. Substitution into the game for both teams will be Nora Goulet, the senior guard, while for the Rugby Panthers, they'll be making a substitution as well. We'll get to that in a moment. After this free throw attempt by Blessum, that's going to miss, and it will go out of bounds. Let's see Annie McNeff, the 7th grader, someone that Jem Brozart talked to us on the pregame show, saying we thought that she had an opportunity to develop throughout the course this season. We didn't want to push her, but eventually said, you're physical enough to go play in the varsity level, so let's let the 7th grader go up and see what she can do. It helps when you're 6 foot as well. Sage to the paint, off the window, left wing, no. Rebound comes down here to Blessum. Sam wants to run. It's a 2-on-2 as Thompson gets back well defensively. They push this pass on the inside. It's nearly a turnover, and it is, as Sarah Schmaltz was trying out to help out the Panthers here, but it's a turnover. And for both of these teams, I feel like maybe have left some points on the board early in this quarter, but neither has went out and hit. And sometimes early on in a quarterfinal, in a brand new facility, in a brand new gym, it's the team who starts well could possibly go on and win a basketball game. Nora Goulet gets walled off here, looking for a back cut, finds one to Schwab. Good pass across the paint, up and in for two with the left hand of Claire Calling, and gives Schwab the assist. The Thompson Tommies, good ball movement, lead it by 2. Sancher, front court, high post. This one goes through her hand. Turnover back to back on the Panthers. Thompson wants to get out and run as they do with Schwab. Schwab crossing over right to left to the paint, lost it. Was it deflection? I'm going to say no, it was not. It was last touch here off Thompson. It's a turnover for the Tommies. State A basketball here as fans filing on in, particularly for the next game with Valley City and Devils Lake. We'll see those fans making their way through a little bit throughout the course of the evening and the afternoon here. Ball goes right-handed side to McNeff. Back up top as they see it to Schmaltz. Sarah gets walled off left wing to Sam. Blessem will give it back up top to Sancher. Sancher, the freshman, the daughter of assistant coach Mike Sancher. Good pass on the interior. Shot is missed by Allie Blessem. Loose, and the Thompson Tommies will come away with it. Schwab up the floor will find it to Calling, but just over her. Stretched hand turnover here for the Thompson Tommies. Rugby, this is a very youthful team getting a ton of experience. Just 2 seniors on the roster here this season. So this is a team that wants to continue to grow long-term, but also see if they can make some damage here at the state tournament here in 2026. Media timeout on the floor. We'll take a break with them. 2:56 left to play here in the first quarter.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 19th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 60 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, plus 12 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Request a catalog today. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics. March 19th, the Annual Bull Sale. Visit Facebook Jacobson Red Angus or call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale. The sale will be live on TV auction. Thursday, March 19th, 1 p.m.
Time out on the floor, brought to you in part by our friends at Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Get in touch with Chris, calling the crew at 701-757-1613. That's 701-757-1613 with Nodak Insurance Company, Chris Moe. As we'll take a back to action after the media timeout. That's one thing to talk with coaches. You get to this particular juncture of a tournament at state, you get 2 media timeout breaks a quarter, so the game really gets segmented almost into 12 parts. You got 3 per quarter, and then how can you kind of utilize it throughout the course, and one less timeout for both teams as well. 3-pointer by the Panthers after the media timeout is going to go short by Sancher from the left wing. Rebound on the way here, the Thompson Tommies. Thompson up by 2 early on in this first quarter. Kaya Hurst will see it left-handed side now to Sage. Sage looking for Olsen as Abigail newly inserted here for the Tommies. Ball will make its way back to Olsen here. There's a foul, and with it's going to be Allie Blessem. Her second, team second. That's a big one there as well for the 6-foot senior. So Blessem will take a seat as Kenley Schmaltz will check in with Hauk as well here for the Panthers. As Sarah Schmaltz and Allie Blessem head to the bench with head coach Dan Brozart. Left-handed side open, Sage, wing, bucket! Left wing 3 for Addie Sage. That's her 93rd triple of the season. Thompson Tommies have their largest lead of the game here at 5. Sancher to the right wing. We'll see this to Blessem. That's Sam, and she will walk with the basketball. Good defense on the way for a Thompson on the far side by Sage getting in front of her. And as she was able to spin, the pivot foot kind of just went out from underneath her for the turnover. As Jenna Schwabe back in. Claire Calling after a quick break will check in as well. You got her, Sage, and Olsen here for the Thompson Tommies. Thompson with Schwabe leaves it left and inside to Calling. Claire with it back to Sage. Sage taking a couple of dribbles. Crossing over right to left. Drive now to Calling. Claire will see this one on the left short corner, and that's a double dribble turnover here on Thompson. Calling wanted to pass it, and as she wanted to, the help defense came for the Panthers, and that's where the double dribble came from the far wing. As for the Panthers right now, Avery Sancher will handle the basketball, but Rugby's got to like at least a little bit of the style of this game early on, as they're looking to reverse it to Sancher right-handed side after the pass by McNeff. Sancher, drop pass, interior, there's a foul. And Rugby will make their way to the free throw line here with Kenley Schmaltz, the 5'6" freshman guard, to the stripe to shoot 2. Foul assessed here on the Thompson Tommies, their second and the first by Jenna Schwabe. Free throw on the way here for the Southpaw as Schmaltz, first free throw attempt up and in. As Rugby now 2 of 3 from the free throw line here in this first quarter of play. Schmaltz will see the second one upcoming with 1:37 left to play, trying to make it a one-possession game here in the first quarter. Second one is missed. Rebound will go out of bounds, and it will be last touch here by the Rugby Panthers. Rugby 0-3 at the state tournament last year, trying to change that bare minimum, get a little bit better from what they did a season ago. Well, last year for the Thompson Tommies made it all the way to that championship game, trying to do it again this season and bring home a little bit more bigger of a prize. But first things first, you got to try to tame these Panthers. Sage near sideline will take the rub screen as they leave it left-handed side out to the wing as Sage gets the ball right back from Calling. Sage, little cradle rock to the paint, off the window from the left block. No, rebound by Hurst, and she gets fouled. Kaya Hurst to the free throw line, a 70% free throw shooter for the Tommies, as a foul is assessed on Sam Blessum. So the Blessum have all 3 fouls. The Cousins, 1 on Sam and 2 on Allie here for the Panthers. Free throw attempt is up and in. Kaya Hurst now with 4 points here for the Thompson Tommies. Team that's won 22 games last year, 2 years ago 24, 3 years ago 24, 4 years ago 20, trying to get back up to 22 as Hurst goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Rebound comes down to Hauk. For the Rugby Panthers, they've done pretty well in their own right as well here for Rugby in this 3-division system. Avery Sancher, good move, and she gets fouled. Sancher got by Jenna Schwabe, and then by the time Schwabe tried to get back from the right block, making her way to the paint, and then eventually to the free throw line will be Avery Sancher, a 5'9" freshman guard. 2 free throw attempts on the way. First matchup of the season for both the Panthers and the Tommies. Free throw attempt number 1 by Sancher is up and in, and Rugby has made it to the free throw line now 6 times in the quarter. So far, they're 3 of 5 from the stripe. As Jenna Schwabe will check out of the contest. Coming in will be Andy Schwab. Second free throw attempt is good. Panthers with 2 field goals here in the quarter, but they're only down by 3. While for Thompson, 3 field goals in the quarter. They have 2 threes, and they're 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Tommies, we'll see this here. Panthers, very good aggressive style of defense here for Jen Brozart, something that Jason Brent talked to us in the pregame show. As Schwab going to make the pass down the paint. This one finds its way to Kaya Hurst, missing the layup. Rebound comes, but Sage gets the steal, and then Sage gets fouled. Sage played it perfectly. Saw the rebound come for the Panthers, hanging in the weeds on the outlet, ripped it away after the pass by Haley Hauk, and then you saw it by Kenley Schmaltz pick up the foul, her first and the team's 4th, and we'll see 2 free throws here by Sage. Sage, a 85% free throw shooter, missing the first. Sarah Smolch to check in now for Sam Blessum. That's to try to make it a 2-possession game here for Thompson, as both teams have got to the free throw line 6 times, and both are now 4 of 6 here from the stripe. Panthers down by 4 with the basketball here in the front court. As they see this one now to Avery Sancher, right wing. She drives, gonna lose it. It's on the deck, and then Sancher picks up the foul. We'll see free throws now after she lost the basketball. Getting the steal was Andy Schwab. Sancher picks up the foul. That'll be Avery's first, team's 5th, and what that does, it puts 2 free throws at the line here for Andy Schwab. The junior guard at the line here to try to extend this Thompson lead in the first quarter of play. Let's say this, a little bit of a detour kind of a game, not just an easy 75-mile-an-hour, put the cruise on kind of a game so far for either of these 2 teams. Part of it, the stoppages in play that you get throughout the course of a state tournament. Second free throw attempt is also missed, so going 0 for 2 at the line is Andy Schwab. Panthers can hold for the final shot of the first quarter. Kaya Hurst, full court pressure defense with Sancher. It's loose for a second. Calling, Neary got her hand on it. Kaya Hurst goes down on the deck. The arrow will favor the Rugby Panthers on the jump ball. But this style of play kind of goes right into what Jen Brozart and this Rugby Panther team wants to do. Make it difficult, not allow it to get so much up and down the floor. Minimize possessions when you can. Panthers with 8 seconds. We'll see this left-handed side to Hauk. Now back up top goes McNeff. McNeff from the right block off the iron, no good. Rebound is loose. 2 seconds, 1 second. Panthers put back off the rim. Can't get it from Haley Hauk from the left baseline. After 1 quarter of play on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's the Thompson Tommies 12, the Rugby Panthers 8, here on YourLiveEvent.com.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. In-field seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
After 1 quarter play here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, the Thompson Tommies and the Rugby Panthers. It's a 4-point contest here for Thompson as they lead it 12-8. They are led by the 4 points of Addie Sage and the 4 points of Kaya Hurst. The Rugby Panthers paced by the 3 points of Sam Blessum. Panthers 4 of 6 from the free throw line. They have yet to hit a 3. Thompson 4 of 8 from the stripe. They've hit 2 3-pointers so far in this first quarter of play. And a reminder still to come, we got section girls basketball games tomorrow night on your live event for video coverage in Minnesota, section 6A, 8A, and 8AA. You can watch those live. Got some more basketball tonight as well in Minnesota for boys hoops. The quarterfinals for section 8A on Saturday. It's March and we're busy, and that's a good thing. You can check that all out on yourliveevent.com. Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching Your Live Event. Like, share, follow, post, do all the fun social stuff. Again, on our YouTube channel by searching Your Live Event. Chase Miller with you from the Civic here in Jamestown, the Buffalo City. Left-handed side goes to Hurst. Hurst crossing over left to right, gets into the paint, looking for the up and under move with the left hand. No, rebound off the hand of Olsen. It goes to Hauk. Full court pressure defense, though. The Tommies get another tie-up, and immediately Andy Schwab applies the pressure defense. And if there's something that Thompson has done well as of the late first quarter, now early into the second, is trying to apply some pressure defense here against this backcourt of Rugby. Sam Blessum in the front court as the Tommies will go a little zone out of the quarter break. Ball gets swung left-handed side, a turnover here for the Panthers. They're trying to set up an offense, and just no one was there on the flash that was going to come in terms of picking one side of the 2-3 and trying to open up a little lane. Just nothing was there. As Rugby will stay out in this man pressure defense, bounce pass left-handed side, and then giving the ball right back is Andy Schwab, as she was expecting someone to come through on the little flex cut, and the Tommies will give it right back. Without question, some nerves early on in this game. You have the morning shoot-around to try to acclimate yourself for 30 minutes to this venue and this gym, but it's brand new for all of these athletes and players here. They have not played in this Jamestown Civic Center before after the last 2 years of state being at the Minot State Dome for State A girls. He just flipped between the B and the A, where the B's up in Minot this year. Panthers front court, we'll see it with Sam Blessum to the left baseline. Three-pointer for Hauk is going to go long. Rebound, and we'll see a foul by Kaya Hurst over the board from Sarah Schmaltz. So Kaya Hurst picks up her second foul. That'll be the team's first of this second quarter of play, and we'll see Nora Goulet checking in as Tommies will check in for the aforementioned Kaya Hurst. Ball will get inbounded on the baseline. A fresh 35 for the Rugby Panthers. Here is Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz zips it right-handed side. That'll go to Blessum. Allie will see this one right wing. Jumper going to be off the mark by Sam. It's loose, and coming away with it is Sarah Schmaltz. Back up top, and this could be nearly an over and back, but hustling after that was Sancher as she gets the right back from Blessum. Left-handed side to Sarah. The Sarah Blessum three gets the shooter's roll. Hit the front of the rim twice on the left-handed side, then got a little smooch from the backboard to throw it on in the cylinder. The Panthers get their first three-pointer of the afternoon, back within one. The student section for Rugby in the neon collars, making some noise up top to Addie Sage. Sage will see this high post to Colleen. Colleen looking on the back cut now to Sage. She'll launch the three. That'll be a tie up and will make its way towards Thompson as it's stuck right between the back of the rim and the backboard here with 6:14 left, and the ball eventually does come down. So gravity always wins, and it does there as it comes down after being stuck. So the fortunate thing for Thompson after that three-pointer that was sandwiched between the rim and the backboard, the arrow did favor the Thompson Tommies, but they're trying to figure out this riddle of this Rugby defense, which is just aggressive. They're helping, and they get another steal. You get the ball in the block against Rugby, you better be ready for a double team. They're trying to kick it out, but couldn't do so in the turnover, and then eventually they handle the foul as well. That'll be their second of the quarter, as a foul will be assessed on Abigail Olson. As Jen Brozart's team trying to find a way to get some offense going. Here's Thompson, stays out in this little zone. Ball will go left inside for the Panthers to Blessum. Back up top to Sancher. Sancher weaving her way, takes it to the left baseline, wraparound pass on the interior. Good hand defensively by Schwab underneath the rim to bat that one away. As coming in to the contest will be Jocelyn Oster, the sophomore guard. Panthers to inbound it here with Avery Sancher as she does to Hauk. Rugby able to reverse it around the world. They do to Sancher. Sancher on the baseline, going to drive, looks for the rip through off the window, good for two. Avery Sancher with a good drive, and she will handle this one. She's got four. As we get a little cut on the floor here for the Thompson Tommies with Andy Schwab. So Andy Schwab will have to get subbed out for a little cut on the knee as Kaya Hurst will check in on the way. Now for Thompson. So Andy Schwab will get looked at. Just a little cut. That was our official immediately on top of it here. Dave Jallo just said, hey, we just got to make sure that you get that wrapped and you're back to business here. Tommy's down by one. Thompson with Sage. We'll see this one. Takes the ball screen, does it the right wing, crossing over. Leaves it baseline to Hurst. Hurst gets doubled on the right short corner. Hurst pop pass to Olsen gets deflected, and eventually the Panthers will come away with it. Very active, helping defense here for Jen Brozart's club. Sam Blessum left-handed side back to Sancher. Sancher will take this to the right wing on the bounce pass to Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz back to Sancher here. Sancher looking inside for Allie Blessum. Nothing there to Schmaltz, right pocket. Three! Book it! Sarah Schmaltz with her second three-pointer of the quarter, and the Rugby Panthers have their largest lead at 16-12. And the Tommies haven't scored so far here in this quarter. It's an 8-0 run for the Panthers. Oster left-handed side to Kaya Hurst. Hurst will see it here. And they give it back up top to Sage. Sage goes between the legs and a touch foul on Sarah Blessum. Foul will be on Sam. It'll be her second, team's first, and we get a media timeout on the floor. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, 4:41 to play here in the second quarter. It's the Rugby Panthers on an 8-0 run as they've taken the lead. Thompson with the ball when we return.
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Today here from the Jamestown Civic Center, timeout on the floor, brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. With the timeouts at state, particularly in the quarterfinals, semis, third, and championship, you only get 4 as a coach, so a lot of times if something goes wrong, you won't see a coach necessarily burn a timeout early in a game because you get 2 free media timeouts per quarter. So you're trying to let your players play through it and use those timeouts if you're trailing to stop the clock late in the fourth quarter. But right now, the team that has found their rhythm, again, is the Rugby Panthers. 2 threes in the corner, both by Schmaltz. That's Sarah. Avery Sancher has 2, while for the Thompson Tommies looking for their first free throw or bucket here of the second. Kaya Hurst on the inbounds, gives it up top now to Schwab, who got back into the game. Right-handed layup, no. Rebound comes down. It will be Rugby with the basketball. Sarah Schmaltz will hand this one off to Sancher. Sancher sees us up the court. That's almost a steal here by Schwab. Sancher left inside open. Here goes a Blessum 3 off the iron rebound to Sage. As Sage looking up the floor quickly, we'll see it to Schwab. Schwab will hand it left hand, no. Rebound to Kaya Hurst. Hurst trying to throw it back up, can't get it to go. Hurst gets her own miss though. Now to Calling, left wing, as they weave it to Oster. Back up top, deep three, top of the key, yes! Annie Sage buries one from downtown Jamestown. Sage has 7. The Tommies get their first bucket of the second quarter. Took nearly 4 minutes. Panthers, right-handed side. We'll see this one with Sancher. Sancher drive, double. Little slip pass inside to Blessum, no. Rebound is loose on the way for Sam Blessum, and she's tied up with Oster, and the arrow will favor the Rugby Panthers. So far, something that has worked for Rugby is that high pick-and-roll game with Sancher, and then a big. And one of the bigs that they're trying to find on the inside is either McNeff or Blessum on that pick and roll here throughout the course of the contest. And they have found a little success there to get inside the paint against this Thompson defense. Allie Blessum will leave it. Sancher, right wing, answer three! Yes, sir! Sancher with the triple from the right wing, and the Panthers, they lead it by 4. Left-handed side, Thompson will see it here to Claire Calling. Calling near side out to Hurst. Hurst will give it back up top to Sage. Sage here at the top of the key, back right-handed side to Schwab. Schwab will take it as she weaves her way inside the paint. Drive, kick, open, Oster, left wing, three-pointer long. Rebound is going to be last touch here by Kaya Hurst with 3:13 to play in the second quarter. Rugby with the basketball. As the Panthers have a 4-point edge, and as we alluded to, this could be the old tortoise and the hare. Thompson getting some good looks. They just haven't dropped so far, and give partial credit without question to Rugby and their defense, trying to get a good hand up and a lot of shots. Sancher, right wing. Sancher is going to drive. She throws it up, and there's a foul. It'll be a body foul here on Thompson, as they'll see the foul assist here to Jocelyn Oster. Her first team's third, and will go to the media timeout. Coming up will be Avery Sancher at the free throw line when we return. 2:58 left to play in the second quarter on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Rugby leads it by 4.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. It is the Rugby Panthers 19, the Thompson Tommies 15. Chase Miller with you here inside the Jamestown Civic Center, where the Rugby Panthers have outscored the Thompson Tommies 11-3 here in this second quarter, after Thompson won the first quarter 12-8. Still to come a little bit later on. We'll get to our halftime show, look at the first half numbers, and get to game number 2 today here on YourLiveEvent.com from Jamestown with Valley City and the Devils Lake Firebirds. That is a opening tip scheduled for 2:45. Panthers to the line to shoot 2. So far, 4 of 6 from the stripe. Here is Rugby. They've been helped out by 2 3-pointers with Sarah Schmaltz so far here in the quarter, and then the other 5 points coming by Sancher, and she also has made 1 3. Panthers needed just 29 points to win a qualifier against Dickinson Trendy back on Saturday from Bismarck Century, 29-25, and when they only gave up a field goal and a free throw in the second half, and that was it. Team that only gives up 42 points per contest, and a squad that feels like if you can play some defense without question under Jen, they can be in any type of a game. Well, for Jason Brendan, the Thompson Tommies, you come in as a 2 seed. You come in and you've played very well against state competition. They're 5-1 against the state tournament field, while on the opposite side, Rugby is 0-5 against the state tournament field, but they have played a good chunk of competition and high-level teams as well here for the Panthers, as Sancher hits the free throw attempt. Second one on the way here for Avery. Largely the game for the Rugby Panthers. Sancher with 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game. Panthers lead it by 6. So you can go on a little run to close out this first half. If it's Tommy's, can you tie, take the lead? Rugby, can you balloon this to double digits? Schwab, back cut, looks for Oster. Oster lost it on the way up. Good hand by Sarah Schmaltz underneath the rim, and Schmaltz able to get the steal. Schmaltz will see this one up the floor now to Sam Blessum. Sam weaving her way in the front court. Able to do so here. 3 fouls on Thompson in the quarter. He got 1 so far on Rugby. Sam Blessum to the paint, off the window, shot no. Rebound gets tipped and last touch here by Sarah Schmaltz. And if you're Jason Bren, the question is, what's the riddle to the question of trying to figure out this Panther defense, or they are really helping in the gaps right now. Schwab, bounce pass. We'll see this one to Colleen. Colleen looking on the back cut, sees it to Sage. Left wing 3 is up off the iron, no. Rebound, good box underneath by Sarah, as Schmaltz will come away with it. Panthers to Sancher. Sancher will take a couple of dribbles left-handed side out of Sam Blessum. Blessum on this weave, back up top for the Panthers to McNeff. McNeff looking for a high-low game. Good hand defensively by Andy Schwab, and Schwab gets the steal. Colin will see this one up the floor. Leaves it left wing to Sage on this little nail pick. Panthers switch it. Colin back to the left wing, now to Schwab. Schwab with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Left wing using up that dribble. Skip pass comes near side. Oster jumper, baseline deep, too long. Rebound here to the Panthers was Sancher, but then she walked with it. Turnover here for Rugby. Immediately, Thompson came out with that double team even after the miss and kind of got Sancher sped up a little bit. As Thompson with Hurst to inbound it, baseline out of bounds left. Schwab to Sage. Sage, couple of dribbles inside, bounce pass to Oster. She gets fouled and 2 free throws upcoming. Jocelyn Oster, a 61% free throw shooter on the season. Foul will be assessed here on the Panthers, their second, and this could be on Allie Blessum. It is her third. So you got 3 on Allie, 2 on Sam right now. Free throw by Oster is good. Thompson 5 and 9 from the stripe as Hauk will check into the game for the aforementioned Allie Blessum. Thompson, free throw attempt number 2 here for the sophomore. Jocelyn makes them both, gets the shooter's roll on the second. Tommy's back within 4:85 seconds to play here in the first half. From a Panther point of view, you got to like what you're seeing, and Jen Brozart wants a timeout to talk it over here. Top on the floor with 79 seconds left to play in the first half. We'll take a break with them.
United Valley Bank's initials are UVB, and that B is a verb that helps people just like you succeed. UVB amazing, with the support of our powerful financial tools, friendly bankers, and local decision makers. UVB adventurous. UVB the best version of you.
It's all about you. United Valley Bank, our roots make us stronger.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Time on the floor, brought to you in part by Chris Mill with Nodak Insurance Company. As Jen Brozart will burn the timeout, they'll have 3 remaining here for the Rugby Panthers. And for Rugby, we were saying this is the kind of game that they want to play. Something in the 40s, maybe low 50s at the most. Well, Thompson right now, if you're Jason Brand, you got to just keep saying, just keep on shooting it. They're going to drop. Just haven't found the bottom of the rim so far here in this one, and Thompson will pick up the foul, their last one to give. Andy Schwab was trying to get the steal and score, but couldn't quite stop on the momentum there with Sam Blessum. So Andy Schwab will pick up the foul, her first and the team's fourth. Thompson have 2 on Jenna Schwabi and 2 on Kaya Hurst in terms of foul situation right now, as the Panthers will utilize it here now to Sam Blessum. Blessum, top of the key. Set up the offense here for Rugby. As they switch, Hurst on the man pressure. Now up top to Sancher. They're trying to post up on the interior. That's McNeff. McNeff inside the paint. Drive kick to the top now to Hauk, and this will be a 3-second violation on McNeff. The 7th grader at 6 foot got the ball. A little help, came kicked out, but then never went out of the lane after receiving the basketball. And there's the 3-second call turnover on the Panthers. Tommy's trying to make it a 1-possession game in the final 50-plus seconds here of the half. Hurst going to drive. Leaves it now to Colleen left wing. Colleen back on top to Sage. Sage hard dribble to the paint, off the window, and she gets fouled. Addie Sage will head to the free throw line. The Panthers starting to pick up some fouls across the way, as Hauk will pick it up her first. That'll be the team's third, and for Thompson, if you can't make the field goals. Might as well try to make some free throws, and Sage able to hit the first. She's got 8. Free throw attempt number 2 to make it a 2-point contest is up and in and out, no good. Rebound comes down as they see this one out of Sancher in the back. Sancher guarded by Sage, able to spin as Sancher gets in the front court. Sancher will see this one on the pass to the left block. There's a double team coming down, and Schwab gets the steal. Thompson wants to run the other side of the floor as Schwab leaves it left wing. Schwab kick to Calling, now to Sage. Sage right-handed side as they switch for the Panthers. Sage dribble, pull back to tie the 3. Halfway down and out. Rebound comes down to Blessum. Sam Blessum up the floor, lost it for a second. It's loose in the hands of Sarah Schmaltz. Skip to Sancher, left wing 3-pointer. It's going to go long. Rebound on the interior, and there's a foul on Andy Schwab. We'll see free throws here for the Rugby Panthers as Schwab picks up the foul, her second, team's 5th. Her and Sarah Schmaltz hit the deck, and Schmaltz had the better position as Sarah will head to the free throw line. Part of the senior class here for the Rugby Panthers after going 0-3 at state last year. They want to make some noise in game number 1 here of the tournament this season. This would definitely raise some eyebrows across the state with how quality Thompson has been this season, but also see what the Panthers have been able to do. Free throw attempt is up and good. And you'll get Coach Bren to use his use it or lose it timeout here on the floor with 7.2 left to play in the first half. It's the Rugby Panthers up on your Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard as it stands right now, 23-18. The Panthers here in this quarter have erupted for 15 points. Sarah Schmaltz has 8 of them, and then the other 7 of them by Avery Sancher. 2 players have scored all the points in the second quarter for Rugby. Well, for Thompson, they've hit just 1 field goal in the quarter. That's a Sage 3. They're 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and that's it for their 7 points here for head coach Jason Brend. Jen Brozart and the Rugby Panthers. And you get to state, you hear coaches say, doesn't matter what region, doesn't matter what area, you get to state, you deserved it, you earned it. Now it's about who can win 3 games in the final 3 days and eventually cut down some nets here at around 7 o'clock on Saturday night. They roll it up the floor, 5 seconds. Sage will see it right wing, 4 seconds. Sage crossing over right to left, jumper, baseline to beat the horn, off the iron, no, and that has been the definition of the first half for Thompson. Decent looks, just can't go, and the Rugby Panther faithful up on their feet behind us as the Panthers down by 4 after 1 quarter have reversed it. They lead it by 5 going to the half. It's the Rugby Panthers 23, the Thompson Tommies 18. We're back with more after this for a halftime report and a look at the first half numbers.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed. We're that kind of seed company.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
I'll keep you apprised of what's going on across the state of North Dakota. A very busy and active day with the EDC basketball tournament going on. The WDA in Bismarck. Up in Minot, it's the State B. And then from there, here the State A as well. The State B bracket, one more time, looks like this before we take a look at the first half numbers. Benson County and Edgeley Cullom Montpelier currently in action. with Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Washburn coming up later this afternoon. Evening portion of the bracket, Central McLean, the 1 seed, going up against the Lions of Linton HMB. Then it's Lewis and Clark Berthold, the 4, against Flasher, the 5. That again is your out-of-town scoreboard as we take a look at the first half numbers in this contest. For the Thompson Tommies and the Rugby Panthers, Rugby 8 points in the first quarter, and they had 15 points in the second. Thompson 12 points in the first quarter, and then 6 points in quarter number 2. The Rugby Panthers shooting 26% from the floor. They're 3 of 8 from the three-point line and 8 of 10 from the stripe. Rebounding 22 here for Rugby. Got 4 assists and 10 turnovers for the Panthers, while for the Thompson Tommies, they are 4 of 23 shooting from the floor in this one. Currently 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 7 of 12 from the stripe. 4 assists and 8 first-half turnovers here for the Thompson Tommies. Individually, the Panthers led with the 9 points of Avery Sancher on 2 of 7 shooting. From there, he got 8 points for Sarah Schmaltz all in the second quarter. 3 points here for Sam Blessum. You have 2 on the way for Allie Blessum and 1 point here for Kenley Schmaltz. Again, the Rugby Panthers led by the 9 of Sancher. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, they're paced by the 8 points of Addie Sage. Sage with 2 made three-pointers. From there, you have 4 points on the way for Kaya Hurst. 2 for Jenna Schwabe, 2 points for Claire Collin, and 2 points for Jocelyn Oster here on the way for the Thompson Tommies. So far, not one particular thing that's changing the story of the complexion of the game outside of neither team has hit shots. The one team that's hit just a few more is leading with 6 made field goals with Rugby compared to 4 made field goals for the Thompson Tommies. It's the Rugby Panthers up by 5. We're back with more after this here from the Civic Center.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At IRE Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact IRE Insurance for guidance you can trust.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good!
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
High school basketball here today from the Jamestown Civic Center. Chase Miller with you as taking a look at this one. What a win for the Rugby Panthers, or what a win for the Thompson Tommies would mean. Rugby, this is the 6th time they made it to a state tournament, and they've had a bevy of success in the last decade. They made it to state in 2016, 2018, made it all the way to the championship in 2019, runner-up to Kindred in the old Class B, made it in 20 and 2023 as well. Since the inception of the 3-division system, they made it twice, last year and this year. But for the Rugby Panthers, they went 0-3 at the state tournament last year, trying to flip the script a little bit here this season, losing to these Thompson Tommies 59-39 in this very round last season. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, a team that's been to state 11 times. First time was in '93, but since the turn of the 2010 decade, they've been there in 2010, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 23, 24, and 25, and 26. So 4 straight years that Thompson has been here, they've been close. In the last year of the old Class B, lost to Central Cass in a phenomenal game that went to overtime, where both teams just hit crazy shots. But Central Cass won that one. And then take a look at last year, the Tommies made it all the way to the state championship, but fell to Valley City in the championship. So a win for one of these two teams gets them one step closer to trying to make some history, where last year Valley City never won a state championship and won last season. Can that script happen again this year, but with potentially the Rugby Panthers or alongside the Thompson Tommies. A reminder, we will follow Thompson throughout the course of the state tournament. Valley City, Devils Lake coming up at 2:45 for our second broadcast here this afternoon. South Prairie Max Watford City opens up the evening portion of the broadcast at 6:30. Then the nightcap at 8:15 is Kindred and Hazen, and we will have tournament coverage throughout as well for the Kindred Vikings. At the half, the Rugby Panthers led by the 9 of Avery Sancher, the 8 of Sarah Schmaltz. While for Thompson, led by the 8 points of Addie Sage here in this one. We're back with more from the Civic Center and get you to our second half when we return from Jamestown.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we continue here from the Jamestown Civic Center, as we turn our attention now to the third quarter, the Rugby Panthers and the Thompson Tommies here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Coming up next, it's Valley City and Devils Lake. They met earlier this season to open up the year in what was a 4-point contest. Since the inception of the 3-division system, Valley City has won 3 games. Devils Lake has won 3, so who's going to take the rubber game of the series, if you will, a little bit later on here. But first, we got to find out who makes their way to the semifinals first, either Rugby or can the Thompson Tommies. As we make our way, Thompson will see this one top of the key with Andy Schwab left and inside now. Well, that goes to Kaya Hurst. Back now to Sage. Thompson in their white uniforms. You have Schwabi calling as well. Hurst at the left wing takes this one right inside the paint. Drive kick. Here's a 3-pointer by Thompson. Yes, that'll help. Jenna Schwabi with the 3 after they had to help inside on Kaya Hurst. Left her wide open for a triple. And the Tommies are on the board here, back within 2. Rugby up top to Sarah Schmaltz. Shovel passes. This one goes now to Sam Blessum. Right wing. We'll see it now to Hauk. Back up top to Avery Sancher. Sancher rips it through off the window, gets the answer. Avery Sancher, the freshman guard's got 11, and Rugby leads by 4. They're starting 5 out there as well with Allie Blessum here for Rugby. Inside goes Schwab. Schwab will give it to Schwabi. Bounce pass to Calling. Jumper right baseline up and in. Well, Thompson goes back-to-back in terms of hitting field goals here. The Tommies are back within 2. 60 seconds into this third quarter of play. Rugby with Sam Blessum. Blessum top of the key. We'll see this one to the left. On this little weave, jumper by Sancher, left wing, goes long. Rebound is loose, eventually to a Panther hand putback. Wide open here for Sam Blessum. Right spot, right time. It got tipped to her. She was right underneath the hoop and says, thank you, I can finish for 2. Schwab, other side, drive kick to Calling, now near sideline, top of the key to Sage. Sage drives, and there's a foul. Foul will make its way here on the Rugby Panthers. Our officiating crew of Dana Cutter, Jared Mickeljohn, and Dave Jallo. Sarah Schmaltz will pick up her first foul. That'll be the team's first, and we'll see free throws on the way for Addie Sage. I think what Jen Brozart was saying is, hey, there was a foul there, but it wasn't in terms of shooting. But they will take the 2 free throws regardless from the Thompson perspective, and Sage able to hit both of them. She's the first Thompson Tommy player to get into double digits with 10. That's Thompson back within 2. If you just joined us, Thompson led 12-8 after 1 quarter, but Rugby outscored the Tommies 15-6 in the second to take a 5-point halftime lead. Panthers get the ball in the front court, and Allie Blessum will hop with the basketball. Turnover here on Rugby. A game that's just over 50 minutes old today here from the Jamestown Civic Center. Andy Schwab front court now for Thompson. Takes the screen. Hauk will come out and switch for the Panthers. Schwab nearly lost it. Hands it off to Calling. Extra pass. Hurst for 3. And the Tommies have the lead. Kaya Hurst with the triple. And the Tommies now lead it by 1. Sancher right wing. We'll see this one on the pass up top. That'll go to Allie Blessum. Able to reverse it now to Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz will see this one here back to left wing as the Panthers will make their way hard off the window. Good for 2. Good looking move on the way by Sancher as she attacks the paint. She's got a baker's dozen in scoring. Schwab up top will zip it now to Sage. Sage a little cradle rock left wing, crossing over left to right. Foul here on the body as this one will go on Sam Blessum, her third. And for Jim Brozart, you got 3 on Sam Blessum and 3 on Allie Blessum as the Cousins now have to play through some foul situation here for the Panthers. Geographical center of North America for Rugby, even though some in Balta might say that they would have a claim to it, or some of the smaller towns across the way up in Rugby. Just right on Highway 2. Left-handed side goes Sage, driving kick, and nearly threw it away. Schwabi back right-handed side to Sage, right baseline. Addie takes a couple of dribbles now to Calling. Calling reverse it to Hurst, left baseline. Hurst takes 2 dribbles to the paint, left block up and in for 2. Kaya Hurst has 9, and the Tommies are shooting the ball really well. They have 4 field goals here in the quarter after having 4 field goals in the entire first half. Dribble pullback 3, Sancher no. Rebound comes down to Thompson to Schwab. Schwab outlet up the floor. Calling 1 hard dribble to the paint, off the window, missing the layup. Rebound comes down to Sam Blessum. Panthers dodge a bullet there on the transition, something that Thompson hasn't had a ton of opportunities so far in this one, to give credit to Rugby's defense for that. Sancher, Collins range triple, short. Rebound to Sage. And Sage will see it tapped out of bounds, and it will be last touch here off of Thompson. Media time on the floor with 4:41 to play in the third quarter. It's Thompson Tommies 30, the Rugby Panthers 29 here in the third.
Red River Valley winters are demanding. The expert heating and plumbing technicians at Bears Home Solutions will keep your home warm, dry, and comfortable all winter long. When winter's chill is in the air,
You need a bear in there.
check out bearshomesolutions.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
For Thompson, again, 4 field goals in the opening 3 minutes of this quarter after having just 4 in the entire first half. Got 9 for Hurst now, 10 on the way for Sage. You got 5 for Jenna Schwabi and 4 points for Calling. While for the Rugby Panthers, Avery Sancher has been the difference maker. She's got 13 to lead the floor. She's got 4 points in the quarter, 2 by Sam Blessum. She's got 5 in the contest. Panthers see a block shot here. Hauk got returned by Andy Schwab with the right hand. Schwab up the floor. Schwabi trying to chase it down, but it goes into the student section. Turnover here for Thompson. as Thompson looking to get out and run, and a missed layup. The other one, they get a turnover here as they will see this one now for the Rugby Panthers to Sam Blessum. Blessum in the front court. Takes the hard dribble right-handed side. We'll see this with the basketball up top to Hauk. Hauk ripping it through to the left wing, makes their way. Here goes Schmaltz, jumper, short, rebound. Going to be tousled for and out of bounds. The last touch here by a Panther hand. As Andy Schwab running the point, and she doesn't need to score to make an impact. 5 rebounds, 4 assists per game. Has yet to score in this one. Got a wrapped knee after having a little scratch that resulted in a little bleeding as Sage throws this one away. Thought there was going to be a flare there to Schwabe as Schwabe went to go back cut. Turnover here on Thompson. Substitution in the game as Nora Goulet will check in. Coming in for Andy Schwab now with 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Rugby looking for their 18th win of the contest, while for Thompson looking for win number 22 of the season, that is, if they can pick up a W here in this one. Panthers high post to Allie Blessum. Blessum will hand this one off now to Hauk. Hauk will see this at the right wing, able to jab step through to Schmaltz as Sarah makes her way right wing back up top to Hauk. Hauk with it on this little weave action as she gives it to McNeff. McNeff trying to get it by Hurst. Back cut on the way, goes to the top now to Blessum. Blessum at the right wing, high off the window, shot no. Rebound is loose and Kaya Hurst will come away with it. Hurst sees this one as Thompson able to see it right wing. Schwabe, jumper partially blocked by McNeff into the hand of a Panther. And that hand is Sam Blessum. Blessum to McNeff, the 7th grader. Crossing over, weaving her way down the paint, drive kick, right-handed side, extra find to Hauk. Good defense here by Thompson to adjust as it goes back to McNeff on the left baseline. McNeff splits a double to the paint, up and in. As they able to see that one go up and in for 2. And right now the Rugby Panthers have a 1-point advantage under 3 minutes to play. Kaya Hurst in this third quarter to Goulet. Goulet takes a couple of dribbles. Back up top to Sage. Sage taking a screen, they go underneath it. Deep 3 for Sage off the front of the iron. Rebound is going to go into the Tommy bench, and it will be Panther basketball. Media timeout on the floor. 2:36 to play here in the third quarter on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Rugby up by 1 with the Rock when we return.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
New Solid-Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid-Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
2:36 to play here in the third quarter. It's the Rugby Panthers up by 1. As Rugby a little bit more balanced scoring here in this third quarter. 4 field goals by 3 different players of Sam Blessum, Allie Blessum, and Avery Sancher. As the Panthers right now lead it by 1. Sancher on the bench. Might have got a little bit of a knee to the back as she's attending to that right now. So that's something to watch out for here for Rugby. Your leading scorer in the freshman guard right now on the bench here for the Panthers. As the Panthers here with Sarah Schmaltz left-handed side. We'll see this one to Allie Blessum as they work it back up top to Sam. Sam Blessum inside to Allie. Allie here at the free throw line gives the handoff now to Schmaltz. Schmaltz at the right wing gets walled off there by Schwab as they work it around the world to Hauk. Hauk at the left of the key, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Panthers look for it on the inside as this will go up, and losing it out of bounds here for Rugby is Sam Blessum. As that goes out of bounds, and it will be Thompson basketball. So 2:07 left to play here in the third quarter. The Thompson Tommies will utilize it. As Andy Schwab in the front court. Schwab up top. We'll see it right-handed side. That'll go to Addie Sage. Back to Schwab. Schwab will see this at the right wing back cut, looking for it on the interior to Andy. Schwab crossing over right to left. Teardropper is up long. Rebound going to make its way here to McNeff. McNeff wants to get out and run. McNeff drive kick. Hauk right wing. Three-pointer is up off the iron. Rebound, though, one to Sarah Schmaltz. As Schmaltz will come away with it. Uses up that dribble now to bless him as they work it around here to Sam. Sancher to check in on the next dead ball as they see this with Allie Blessum here. Hand off to Schmaltz. Sage comes out and walls it off. Panthers will see it back up top. With it now is Allie Blessum. Blessum taking the screen, right-handed side. Good defense by Goulet, but there's going to be a foul. Goulet came out immediately and got there. Just got her hand on the wrist. And the foul will be on Nora. Her first, team's first of the quarter. And the Rugby Panthers here with Avery Sancher to check back in. I'm not sure she's at 100% level right now. Might have got a stinger on the back, but she's going to try to play through it here for Rugby late in the third quarter. Panthers with it to Blessum. That's Allie. Allie with the skip left-handed side to Sam. Interior, they go to Schmaltz. Schmaltz will see it. That's Sarah. Back to left-handed side. The Panthers call a timeout as there is a double team on the baseline here with Sam Blessum. We'll take a break with them. 67 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Timeout brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Agency, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County, surrounding communities and towns like Thompson. With Nodak Insurance, that is Chris Moe Agency. Chase Miller with you here from the Buffalo City courtside from the Jamestown Civic Center, where right now the 7 seed giving the 2 seed some fits. As the Panthers will see it with Sancher. Sancher hit the deck, gets loose in a turnover. Sage comes up right in front of us with the steal. Sage in transition, and the Panthers just haven't allowed Thompson to get many easy looks here in transition. Goulet will give it back up top to Schwab, and the Tommies will reset. As they do, right-handed side, Kaya Hurst. Hurst gonna rip it through from the right wing, spinning her way to the block. Shot is up, and Kaya gets fouled. Hurst trying to get into double digits from the free throw line with a made a free throw attempt. Foul will come across on Sam Blessum. That's her fourth, team's third here of the quarter. So we got 4 on Sam, 3 on Allie Blessum right now. Free throw attempt by Hurst is off the iron. Rebound, or excuse me, coming into the game will be Hauk for the aforementioned Sam Blessum. This, though, a chance to tie for Thompson at the stripe, as they are currently 9 of 14, now make it 9 of 16. Rebound comes down to Addie McNeff. So a couple of missed free throws have given the Rugby Panthers the rock here with Sancher in the front court. There's going to be a foul. That's trying to come through will be Kaya Hurst, as Hurst will pick it up. It'll be her third, team's second of the quarter. As Rugby to inbound it here with Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz will see this one on the inbounds for the Panthers as they give it up top, as they do with McNeff. McNeff with a couple of dribbles to the left wing. McNeff will see this one left-handed side. Rugby making their way to Hauk. Hauk will give it back up top to Sancher. Shot clock is off. Panthers can hold for the final shot. Sancher, free throw line runner, short off the iron. Rebound, though, put back is going to go short after the attempt by Schmaltz. She was off balance. Schwab will push now with 10 seconds left in the quarter. Schwab in the front court. Bounce pass, Goulet for the lead. Right wing 3 off the iron. Rebound comes down here to Schmaltz. Schmaltz half-court shot is going to go short. So we'll end our third quarter of play. It's the Rugby Panthers up by 1 as we head to the fourth here from the State 8 quarterfinals.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At Irie Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact Irie Insurance for guidance you can trust.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
A reminder, the broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Chase Miller with you here inside the Jamestown Civic Center. It's a 12-point quarter on the way for Thompson. 8 points for the Rugby Panthers, but Rugby kind of stemmed the tide a little bit down the stretch. They're led by the 13 of Sancher, while for Thompson led by the 10 of Addie Sage. Win, and you play in the semifinals tomorrow night at 6:30 against either Valley City Devils Lake. Lose, you'll play the loser of the Highlanders and the Firebirds tomorrow. In the consolation portion of the bracket, that game would be then at 1 o'clock. Rugby will see this to Sarah Schmaltz, right-handed side. McNeff, right wing three-pointer. That goes long off the backboard. It's loose underneath. A tie-up that will favor the Thompson Tommies after Claire Calling was tied up with it with Haug. This has been just going to the back alley and find yourself a scrapper here tonight or this afternoon here inside the Jamestown Civic Center. Someone's going to come out a little black and blue, but with the victory. Schwab, as Sage comes through. Good defense there by Schmaltz to try to make it difficult on Addie Sage to get the ball as they work with it back to Schwab now at the left of the key. Schwab will drive kick to Schwabi. Schwabi to Sage. Sage will see it guarded by McNeff as they're switching on all the screens for the Panthers. Calling back left-handed side to Sage. Sage with 7 seconds. Sage top of the key, goes between the legs. Drive kick, Calling left wing three for the lead. Short, long rebound. Calling gets it tipped. It goes to a Panther hand, and that Panther is Sancher. Good D by Rugby. Sancher in transition, gets walled off by Calling, finds a trailing teammate. Here's a three by Blessum. Yes! Allie Blessum with the triple. The first three for the Panthers since the second quarter, in which they hit 3 of them. They lead by 4. Ball gets swung. Kaya Hurst, answer three, right ring is up long. A rebound will go towards Sancher. Sancher takes a couple of dribbles as they see it to Allie Blessum. Blessum gives it back to Sancher. They got to get across the timeline, and we'll get a 10-second violation here. So a 10-second violation here on Rugby. So a turnover here for the Panthers as they just didn't get the ball up quick enough. And if you're Thompson, you'll utilize it because you get the ball right back. And a 4-point game against Rugby feels like maybe an 8 or 10-point game with how they play defense and how much time they look to take off on the clock offensively as well. They're not looking to hoist a quick shot by any means if it's not there. Sage, drive kick, open three-pointer, Hurst long from the left baseline. It goes off the shoe then of McNeff, and a turnover, not a turnover, a second chance for the Thompson Tommies. As the Panthers just playing a really good defense that's suffocating might be the word here for Rugby. As they see this one to Calling. Calling will utilize it here on the right baseline, gives it back top of the key and now to Schwab. Schwab will utilize it now right-handed side, back to Sage. Sage a couple of dribbles with 10, crossing over left to right. Jumper from 15 for Addie is short, and coming up with it is McNeff. McNeff gets the steal up the floor to Sancher. Panthers looking to make this a 6-point or a 7-point game with a made field goal here. Hauk left-handed side on this weave. Will utilize it right wing now to Schmaltz. Schmaltz with a couple of dribbles. Drive kick, and we get a timeout here for an official's time. So I think someone might have a little bit of a cut, and Sarah Schmaltz is the one to do so. So she will sub out of the game. Rugby will bring in Sam Blessum with those 4 fouls at 5:56 to play here in the 4th quarter. As we're going to take a look at the court as well to make sure there's no blood. So kind of felt like more of a wrestling match at times. That might be the apropos word in this game, with the little cuts, some bruises, got some girls with some wrists and knees wrapped up. This shot from the left block is going to be off the mark. Rebound comes down to Calling after the attempt there by McNeff. Calling will see this one up the floor as she hands this one off to Kaya Hurst. Tommies with Sage. They switch it right wing now to Schwab. Schwab, couple of dribbles for the Tommies. Left-handed side goes behind the back, 17 seconds. Schwab looking to spin to the paint, off the window, shot no, with the left hand is missed. Rebound comes down to Rugby, and they want to go out here with Sam Blessum, as this one is going to be kicked out right in front of us. And we'll get a quick timeout as Addie Sage is on the floor. We'll take a break with them. 5:25 left to play in the fourth quarter.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
After the timeout on the floor with the media, Addie Sage comes out under her own power. Might have just got rolled up on there a little bit. They're going to make sure she's okay, but she's able to walk to the bench. They'll take a look, it looks like, at that kind of knee area right now here for Addie Sage. So she will check out. And now for the Thompson Tommies, you got Schwab and Schwabi, Nora Goulet with Calling, and alongside Kaya Hurst here on the floor. Panthers up by 4. They will hand this one off to Sancher, top of the key. Sancher nearly lost it. It's on the deck. Calling comes away with it. It's still loose with Kaya Hurst. And there is eventually a jump ball with the arrow to go towards the Rugby Panthers. When Thompson looking to play that kind of defense for the remainder of this fourth quarter, be very sticky, similar to what they saw here for Rugby. And they're going to talk it over to see if there is enough of a possession to reset the shot clock to 35. They'll talk it over, make sure they got it, and they will say, let's reset it to 24 from our officiating crew. Panthers to inbound with Hauk. Hauk trying to get it in before a 5 count. About a half second before it would have been 5 as Sancher right-handed side. We'll see this one up top. Sancher takes the screen as they see McNeff inside with the left hand. No, rebound to Kaya Hurst. Hurst with it on the outlet, right wing. They see this to Schwab, left-handed side. Here goes Calling. Calling's block shot by McNeff. It's loose, and McNeff comes away with it. The 7th grader literally is playing large as a 6-footer. Sancher, right wing, will handle this one down to the baseline. Sancher to Howe, gets loose and eventually off of the Rugby Panthers. If you're Rugby, can you try to slay the Dragon? That is a 2 seed here in the Thompson Tommies, as Sage is making her way back to the locker room right now for Thompson. Tommies looking for some offense. Schwab right-handed side. They have yet to score in the fourth quarter. Rugby scored 3 points. That's an Allie Blessum 3. Jumper, no. Rebound comes down here to the Panthers with Hauk. Rugby will see this one up the floor as they do. Right-handed side to McNeff. McNeff at the right wing will hand this one off to Hauk. Hauk on the interior sees this one to Sancher. Sancher at the left wing. She's going to get fouled, and this foul will be the second on the Thompson Tommies here in the quarter. Foul assist on Andy Schwab, her 3rd, with 4:13 left to play in the fourth. The Rugby Panthers will make a substitution as Sarah Smoltz will check in here for McNeff. Ball gets swung up top. Now to Sancher. Sancher at the left wing. Sancher nearly walked with it. It's on the deck, and eventually the Tommies looking to come away with it. This time we do get a jump with Schwab and alongside Sancher. This could be who maybe scores next, could go on and try to earn this victory, as it has been a defensive rock fight here today. The least amount of points that Rugby has scored, as Addie Sage now back into the contest here for Nora Goulet. Rugby scored 29 twice. One time they won their last game against Century, and then they only lost by 1 against Carrington. Thompson, their season lowest 36 to South Prairie Max early on in the season back in December. Calling takes the screen. Calling right-handed side on this weave to Hurst. Hurst will see it here, a little hesitation move. Hurst looking for the rip through, and there's a foul. It came on the help across the way. Foul assessed on Rugby. This will go against Allie Blessum. So now for Coach Brozart, you got 4 on Sam Blessum and 4 on Allie Blessum. Hurst to the free throw line. Kaya makes the first. Now with 10. Thompson at the stripe, 10 of 17. Second free throw is good. Kaya Hurst now with 11. Thompson back within 2. Getting late in this one. Tommy's nearly get the steal. It's on the deck. Panthers will come away with it. Somehow there was Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz will see this at nearly a 10-second call. And getting a timeout here is Jen Brozart. Time on the floor. 3:37 left to play in the fourth quarter. Panthers with the ball up by 2 when we return.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Timeout brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Company. The best way to describe this game is a straitjacket. Defensively, both teams have done wonders. Offensively, not so much, but that's because both of these teams have done so much defensively against the opposition here in this contest. So Addie Sage is going to have to check out as there's a little blood on the jersey, so Sage will have to come out, and for the Thompson Tommies, they'll have to bring someone else in unless they can get this situated, as they're also attending to some of the court right now, as Sage will go up the far side with the having to change the shorts here with a fellow teammate with a Goulet across the way. That's Nyla Goulet. It looks like that they'll have to change everything and make sure that Addie looks to be all right. So Addie Sage gonna switch out with Nyla Goulet here, who will wear now Addie Sage's shorts. So a quick fix. You got it ready to go. Got to be spontaneous here, even at a state tournament, with 3:37 to play in the fourth quarter. As Nyla Goulet and alongside Addie Sage ready to kind of switch and make sure everything's good to roll. So we're back to business here. Winners got a date in the semifinals. Panthers will see this one with Sancher. They come out in a double. Here comes the double with Sancher, stolen away by the aforementioned Sage. She gets the steal and the score. We're tied at 34. Full court press again. Thompson swarming. They feel like blood in the water. Can Rugby break it? They do, up and over the Hauk, but it goes just over her hand, and then there's a foul. Schwab will pick it up, trying to go after the loose ball there with Hauk. That's her third, team's third, but right now if you're Thompson, you might try to speed up the Panthers with this full court pressure defense a little bit, as that has been something positive from a Thompson perspective. Sancher to inbound as they do up top, able to reverse it now to Hauk. Hauk to the near side, and this one goes into media row turnover as they're looking for Sancher. Thompson with 3 timeouts remaining. Rugby's got 1, and you just feel like the momentum might be shifting as Hauk checks out, and McNeff, Annie, has just been monstrous here in this one for the 6', 7th grader. She has been a problem, particularly from Thompson trying to get inside the paint. Ball goes left wing to Sage. Sage up top. We'll see this one left wing now to Calling. Calling on this weave. Leaves it now to Schwab. Schwab with a couple of dribbles here for Andy. Andy Schwab, handoff now to Sage. Sage will leave it to Calling. Baseline to Hurst. Hurst with 14 seconds on the shot clock. She's in a drive. Reversal, left hand layup, no. Rebound in the interior goes to Allie Blessum. And then there's a foul on Thompson. So Allie Blessum gets the rebound. Tommies will pick up the foul, as this will be assessed on Kaya Hurst, her 4th and the team's 4th. Intermediate time on the floor with 2:45 to play, and what is simply a scrapper. It's Thompson 34, Rugby 34. We're back with the final 2:45 here in the state quarters when we return.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family. committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
2:45 to find out who's got a date in the semifinals here tomorrow night. And Valley City Devils Lake waiting to see the conclusion of our next semifinal, or our next quarterfinal, which will be a little delayed here. That game was scheduled for a 2:45 start. It is currently 2:33, so you're looking closer to a 3 o'clock opening tip, if not maybe 10 after, as they come back to the court here and see a little bit of some blood drops. So they will come out here, and if we had a blood timeout sponsor, I think this would be perfect for wrestling, normally in blood time, but don't have to worry about that too often here in basketball. But we're back to business. 34-34. It's the Panthers and the Tommies. It's Region 2, it's Region 3. If this is any indication of what we have in Jamestown this week, should be a lot of fun for our first of 12 games here at the state tournament. Full court pressure defense. Rugby breaks it. McNeff will see this one to Schmaltz. Schmaltz nearly looked to make the pass across the paint. Kaya Hurst got her right hand on it, right in the hands of Colling. Then a foul here on Blessum. As that's Sam, that'll be her 5th, and she will foul out. Sam Blessum will finish with 5 points. She goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Blessum is out as Hauk is back in for Rugby. But Thompson trying to see if they can take a lead here with the made bucket. Hurst left in its side, left wing, looking for a cutting teammate, finds one, calling off the window, no, good look for Thompson. Rebound though for Schwab, now to Sage with the 3, yes! Addie Sage with 15! Gives Schwab the assist, and the Tommies lead it by 3. Sancher, right wing, makes her way inside the paint. Slip pass inside alley. Blessum. Power dribble off the window. No. Rebound. McNeff. Then a block shot by Schwab. Schwab got the block. And then a foul here for Rugby. As Schwab will play some defense here. Foul assessed on the Panthers. Sarah Schmaltz, her second, team second. As Thompson playing with the lead. They had one at 30-29 midway through the third quarter. They're up by 4 after 1 quarter of play. And now it's Thompson trying to get a score and get a little breathing room here. Tommies with 7 points in the quarter compared to 3 for the Panthers. Slip pass goes to Schwabe, left wing. Now the baseline to Schwab. Schwab with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Spins, makes her way to the paint. Schwab hanging, shooting, shot no. Rebound by Hurst from the left block. Out of bounds, and it will be Thompson basketball. It's a fresh 35 on the shot clock, which is ever so big. A reminder, the Panthers with just 1 timeout remaining compared to 3 here for Thompson. Rugby has 1 foul to give. If Thompson fouls, the Panthers are at the line to shoot 2. Hurst inbounding it, finds it to Calling. Now it goes to Schwab. Schwab finds it to Sage. Sage on the inside, leaves it to Calling. Calling, couple of dribbles, jumper from the left wing's long. Rebound loose underneath, and there's a foul, and it's on who is the question for Thompson. He had a number 2 and a number 10. It's on number 2, and it's Andy Schwab, her 4th. And the team's 5th, and the Panthers will head the other side of the floor with a chance to cut into this 3-point deficit with free throws upcoming. As Rugby to the line here is Sarah Schmaltz. Panthers 8 of 10 from the free throw line. This is their first free throw since the opening half. Schmaltz on the first. Off the backboard, off the rim, no good. Schmaltz now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Second free throw attempt on the way. As Schmaltz misses the second. Rebound is loose off the hands of, it will be off the Thompson Tommies. Last touch of a Calling then to Andy Schwab, as now the Rugby Panthers to inbound the basketball. A timeout for Jason Bren to set things up defensively. 1:17 left to play in the fourth. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Rugby with the ball when we return.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
Timeout here for Jason Bren. So Thompson will have 2 remaining here. And then from there, Rugby just has 1. Time on the floor, brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Company. This is tight. Panthers, Tommies, playing an offensive gem right now from the defensive point of view. Sancher inside the paint, can't get the runner. Rebound comes down to Schwab, and Schwab has daylight in front of her. Schwab looking to go coast to coast, left-handed layup up for 2. Andy Schwab makes it a 5-point contest. It's a 2-possession game. 60 seconds to play. Sancher, front court, takes the screen off the window. No. Rebounds loose by Allie Blessum. Now to McNeff. McNeff splits the double. She gets fouled and nearly got the and one. Annie McNeff to the free throw line. Foul assessed here on the inside. That'll go on Andy Schwab, and she will foul out. That's her 5th. So Andy Schwab will finish with those 2 points. A rebound, but she did a lot that was not seen in the stat column here for the Thompson Tommies, as Nora Goulet to check in now for Thompson. 54.1 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter, as they'll see this with Nora Goulet to sub in. 2 free throws here for the Panthers. They're 8 of 12 from the stripe. McNeff, free throw is good. Rugby trying to make it a 1-possession game with a second made free throw. Second free throw attempt for McNeff is up and in. It is a 1-possession game. You can play this straight up if you're Rugby. Sage, guarded by Sancher, crosses the timeline. And now Thompson's team looking to bleed some clock. They'll switch it out. Coming out to play the guard now is Kenley Schmaltz. Left-handed side will be Colling. Colling will handle this one back to Sage, top of the key. Sage will zip it now to Hurst. Hurst at the left-handed side between the rings on this weave, now to Colling. Colling with 8, back to Sage with 7. Sage between the legs. Sage crossing over, uses up the dribble to Colling with 4. Back to Sage, top of the key. 3 is short off the iron. Rebound. Colling trying to throw it off of a Panther, can't do so. And Rugby will have 16.6 seconds to try to tie this game up, as Coach Jason Bren is going to call the timeout. We'll keep it here late in the fourth quarter. 39-36. Thompson with the lead, but Rugby will have a chance. And now the question that has been asked about many times before, do you foul if you're Thompson to not allow Rugby to get the potential game-tying 3 off, or do you let it go straight up and then just hope to get that rebound and see if you can hit some free throws? Well, for the Panthers, you only have 1 timeout remaining. If you can get a quick layup and then call a timeout for Jem Brozart, that's not the worst thing in the world if you can get right to the rim, though. If you take off any more time than a handful of seconds, you're probably in a need a 3 situation, but Thompson also knows it, so we'll see how they protect the 3-point line here for the Tommies. The Panthers have made 4 threes in this game, 2 by Sarah Schmaltz, 1 by Allie Blessum, and 1 by Avery Sancher. Full court pressure defense for Thompson. If they foul, it's 2 free throws for the Panthers. They get it in as they do. Sarah Schmaltz now with 12, crossing the timeline. Schmaltz looking to take the screen, does to the right wing. Thompson looking to switch. Schmaltz uses up the dribble. Now with 5 seconds to Sancher. Sancher takes it, looks for Blessum, throws it off her back heel, and the Thompson Tommies survive and advance in the quarterfinals. 39-36. Sancher just couldn't get the shot off, and for the Thompson Tommies, just find a way, some way, somehow, and the Tommies have moved in to the semifinals upcoming tomorrow here on YourLiveEvent.com by a final of 39-36 in a whale of the basketball game. We'll take a break, continue with more after this.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 19th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 60 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, plus 12 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Request a catalog today. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics. March 19th, the Annual Bull Sale. Visit Facebook Jacobson Red Angus or call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale. The sale will be live on TV auction. Thursday, March 19th, 1 p.m.
As we come back on the post-game show, as the Thompson Tommies just find a way to win and advance here in the state tournament. Join us now here for the Thompson Tommies. Again, Andy Schwab with us here as Thompson wins it by 3. Andy, I said that was like playing in a straitjacket a little bit for both teams defensively. You just couldn't get any rhythm, but they couldn't get any rhythm either. What was it like here just to tooth and claw and find a way to win here at a state tournament?
You know, I'd say our first half wasn't that great, so going into halftime, we knew we had to step it up. They were getting a lot of offensive rebounds on us, so we knew we had to box out better and just do more of the little things right to get the game going and kind of get a flow in the game.
You got that layup at the end to kind of seal the deal, if you will. Just take us through your mind once you turned and you finally, for the first time all day, saw daylight, so to speak, in front of you.
Yeah, I got that. It was kind of, I think, someone kind of tipped it on my team, so I just grabbed it, and I'm like, I just got to go and score this to kind of just put us in a little bit more of a lead, and I have to make it.
Just take us through what this one means to get to the state semifinals. Obviously, there's still more goals to be done, but what does it mean this year for this group of girls to get one step closer to that ultimate goal?
Yeah, it means a lot. We worked so hard all year, just really sucked to give it up the first round. So I'm really happy we won that one, but we got to kind of get our stuff together these next few games.
Hey, go have a Dr. Pepper with Jason. We'll let you enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
And again, Andy Schwab joined us here on the post-game show here for the Thompson Tommies as Thompson, again, just find a way to survive and advance. It doesn't have to be pretty in March. Just find a way in March, and the Thompson Tommies were able to do so. As we come back here with some of our play of the contest, our players of the game, that and more. First and foremost, our players of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. That is Life Takes Energy. Again, go to Enbridge.com. In this contest for the Thompson Tommies, able to just maybe be more of the defensive side, as Andy Schwab had 9 rebounds today, 3 assists and 4 steals. She only scored 2, but she did a lot of the dirty things here for the Thompson Tommies. Andy Schwab is going to be part of our players of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. And the other part is going to be Sarah Schmaltz for Rugby. 8 points, 12 rebounds in the loss. She was able to get a steal as well here for Rugby. Our play of the contest is the Sage 3 here for the Thompson Tommies to tie things up at 34 apiece. Then eventually they got that field goal as well for Andy Schwab, but that Sage 3 kind of got a little shot in the arm there for Thompson in the fourth quarter. And that is our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassi, your local precision planting dealer at Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com. And our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. The connection is defense. In a game that neither team shot over 25% from the floor. Rugby 25% from the floor, Thompson at 23% from the floor. Defense was the name of the game, and both teams played it beautifully here today. Wasn't great Mona Lisa offensive basketball, but sometimes defense wins championships, and today it most certainly won a state quarterfinal. Our defense is brought to you in part by Halstead Telephone Company. That's the connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust, like the defense of Thompson and Rugby at Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect at halsteadtel.com. Tommy shoot 11 of 46 from the floor at 23%. They go 6 of 18 from the arc, 11 of 18 from the free throw line, 26 rebounds, 7 assists, 12 turnovers. Panthers shoot 25% from the floor, 4 of 17 from 3, 10 of 14 from the free throw line, 40 rebounds, 5 assists, and 20 turnovers. Individually, Thompson led by Addie Sage with 15 points, 11 for Kaya Hurst. You had 5 on the way for Jenna Schwabe, and then from there, 3 points here as well. 4 points for Claire Colling, 2 on the way for Andy Schwab with 9 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 points as well for Jocelyn Oster. For the Rugby Panthers, 13 points, 5 rebounds here for Avery Sancher. You had 8 points on the way for Sarah Schmaltz with 12 rebounds, 7 points for Allie Blessum here in this contest, 5 on the way for Sam Blessum with 9 rebounds. 2 points on the way for 4 rebounds for Ann McNeff and 1 point for Kenley Schmaltz. For the Thompson Tommies with the win, they will officially play tomorrow in the semifinals. Again, your final 39-36. While for the Rugby Panthers, they will make their way into the consolation semifinals. Coming up in about 20 minutes will be the opening tip of our next game on yourliveevent.com with Valley City and the Devils Lake Firebirds. Survive and advance, name of the game, and Thompson did that in their quarterfinal round win.